Hi everyone, this is Angelique with my Angelique Criselle reviews. Let's get into it. Power Season 5, Episode 6. I'm a changed man. Are you? Are you, Jamie? Oh, you know, Jamie is going in the right direction. At first when this episode started, I was like, okay. But I think Jamie's on the right path. I think he is to a point where he has recognized he's been battling, he's been struggling with all things around him. And I think he finally came to a pass with it in this episode. I liked the opening scene with him going to Angela's house and talking about how he was feeling and how he had lied to her when they were together and he really didn't want to walk away from her, but her life was threatened. I liked him giving up that information. I still think he's lying to her, but that was a major part of why he walked away from her a couple seasons ago, last season, was because of that whole situation with, I forgot the guy's name, forgive me, but anywho. And then them not being able to sleep. And then waking up the next morning to a knock on the door and it's Tasha coming in like, okay, is this where you went last night after our argument? Interesting. How interesting is that? So, anywho, she was like, I don't even care about all that. I just came over here to tell you the police have called me. They want to question me. What's our next move? And Jamie's sitting there looking at two of them like, what has been happening? And Tasha's like, oh, before you give me a speech, I knew that this was the only way to protect our family. And he's like, okay, I get it. I understand. Okay, change man. I understand you had to go to Angela because you couldn't trust me because I wasn't telling you anything. I completely get it. So, as crazy as it looked from the outside looking in to Jamie looking at Angela and Tasha have a conversation and handling the situation, Jamie decided, okay, y'all got it under control. I get it. Good luck with that. I guess I'll move on to other pressing matters. It is weird looking at Angela and Tasha have these conversations, but they both trying to handle it the best way they know how. Yeah. So moving on. And so Jamie goes over, of course, to Tommy's house. And who's with Tommy? Teresi. Oh, Dad. We're just hanging out, shoot pool. You know how dads and sons do when they don't have regular 9 to 5 jobs and they're adults. They're just hanging out together. Just hanging out. So of course, Ghost comes over because he's trying to talk to business with Tommy. And Tommy's like, okay, whatever you have to say to him, you can say in front of me. You can tell me whatever you want to tell me. He's good. He's all right. He got our backs. Okay. And that was just reminiscent of Holly. Do you all remember when Tommy was like, oh, Holly could stay. Whatever you have to say in front of me, you can say in front of her. We're together. Remember that? And we saw how that whole Holly situation turned out. So Tommy, you didn't learn anything from that. Good grief, Charlie Brown. Get it together. You're in a drug game, Tommy. Ghost is your family. He's been your family for years. When you're in a drug game, you can't have a normal life. Dude, what? You can't have a mom and dad situation because his mom, his dad, his Connie, and all the Italian brothers and sisters on that side of the gang of the drug business. Okay, stop it. Stop it, Tommy. You just frustrate me to death. So, Tommy, of course, is endless. So now, of course, Jamie's like, sorry, I can't launder your money through the club anymore. I gotta go legit. The IRS is looking into us. Can't do it. Well, what am I supposed to do? I don't know. I'm real sorry about it, but I can't do that. Which, I don't know why Tommy acted so dim, because ding dong, you want the place to come up clean. So after all of that is done, they could write that on the books and we can go back to laundering money. I don't understand, Tommy. What? Tommy, I don't understand. So, Teresi trying to think. He going to Juan and them and telling Juan, look, man, y'all need to slow your roll with all this. Give me a minute. It's going to take me a minute. We don't have a minute. We don't have time. You're going to get me killed. Teresi's like, y'all, you doing too much now. You're doing too much. Well, we don't have time. We need to get this. We need to get this going. So, of course, Teresi thinks of a way that Tommy can get his network back up and running drugs to the prison. This is how we got it in, through a bag of ramen noodles, and it has a cave, or like it's a bowl shape, and you can put the drugs inside the bowl of the ramen noodles. Hey, I learned something new today on this episode. Did y'all know they made ramen noodles like that? I'm starting to believe they just made it up for the show, because I didn't know. And if they're real, wow, that's a great idea. That's right up there with the little monkey that was giving out drugs in The Hangover Part 3. Y'all remember that? Oh, the monkey can't get arrested. He's a monkey. You can't arrest a monkey with drugs. Brilliant. Keep it going. So anywho, so Tommy's working that whole thing. And Teresi, the best friend, of course, they look like they trying to set Tommy up. Not trying. They are setting Tommy up, and Tommy falling for the okie doke. Well, the smartest thing that Tommy did this episode was the fact that he put the tracker from Angela that he got last week on Dre's car. Smartest thing he did all episode. Other than that, Tommy, I don't know what you do. I don't know. So now, Angela and Tasha. Angela got to prep Tasha for the meeting with the cops. I'm sorry, with the federal government cops and whoever. Well, she thought she was going to be interviewing with the main guy, the guy that came last week to talk to her about the gun. She thought she was going to be interviewing with him. So, of course, Angela prepped her. Come out. It's Blanca. I now know the IA agent's name. It's Blanca. Blanca's like, no, I'm going to be asking them the questions to this afternoon. So she starts going into this whole, did you know? Did you know? Did you know? What I think is Angela and Jamie are trying to set you up for Ray Ray's murder. What? What are you talking about? Because everything up to that point, Angela was spot on with. We'll know what we'll figure out based on the questions they ask you what they know. So everything was neck and neck. You could tell Tasha was doing a great job. But then when the agent told her that she thinks that Angela and Jamie are setting her up, Tasha came unglued a little bit. You could see it. She came unglued a little bit like, you know what? These two might be trying to set me up. But she didn't let them see her sweat because she stuck by her story. She was like, why would they do that? Why would they do that? They have no reason to do that. It was Raina. I mean, bravo, Tasha. You did good. But boy, when she came back to that house to try to tell Angela and Jamie what had happened in that interview, she was looking like, oh, y'all together in my crib. She was hot. But you know what? She was like, they think that, and see, Tasha, I'm going to appreciate Tasha in this episode because she told exactly what happened in that interview. She didn't hold nothing back. She told Angela, they looking at you and they looking at Jamie and they think y'all in cahoots to try to pin me for the murder of Ray Ray. So I don't know what's happening. And they were like, Angela's like, well, I don't understand why they would do that. And then Tasha was like, they after you. This is the whole reason why we in this mess right now, because they coming after you. And Jamie, you the added bonus. Good luck with that. And she was like, you know what? I know who'll get me out. Captain Save 'em all day. Silver. And she pronounced to tell Jamie. Jamie was like, well, why would Silver help you? She was like, because he loves me. And he loves me more than you ever did. Okay. Tasha. All right. You and Tommy should probably date. Because y'all about as dim as some lights. Because Silva been asking you the whole time. I know Ghost is making you do this. I know Jamie put you up to this to take the fall for Ray's murder. I know. He been singing that song since last season with Tasha. And she ain't caught on. And I know he working with somebody. And I'm going to give y'all a little hint who I think he working with. Anywho. So that went down. So no, Aunt Angela, she nervous as that because she knows she done been fiddling around in that system, acting like she's somebody else, messing with evidence. So she knows she in it again. Okay. So then, Jamie decides to ask Dre for a truce at Truth. Ha! And Jamie was like, I think we should just call it truce. Let's get this thing for Raina up. This is a memorial foundation thing. Let's get it up and running. And, he was like, let me show a good faith. What you need from me? He was like, Jamie was like, well, or vice versa. Dre was like, well, how will that I'm on the up and up? He was like, well, I'll take out so and so for you. He was like, Dre was like, fine. Well, you need to do something for me. You need to take out Diego Jimenez. All right. No problem. Cheers. Okay. We both just standing up here lying to each other like we don't feel like taking each other out at a drop of a dime. Okay, so that little shenanigans went on. So now, Dre is like, somebody set me up because he had a talk with Alicia Jimenez that the reason why they had got caught up, remember that from last week, because he had to go, they found a gold gun that Diego owned in such and such a place. They know that particular gun is Diego's. And so Dre was like, they think somebody set them up, and they thinking it's Ghost and Tommy. So Dre is like, I think it's Cristobal. Cristobal is setting me up to make it seem like I'm the one trying to take them out. Well, Cristobal is like, man, this business is a no trust business. I don't trust nobody. Of course you ain't gonna trust me. You gonna trust me just like I'm not gonna trust you. So then the little Hispanic dude, the one that's preparing all the drugs and stuff for them in this warehouse, the one that they made the number 3, I guess he's the lead in the business or whatever in this little operation Dre got of preparing the drugs and getting them out. So they told him, you gonna tell us everything you know. Every time they speak in Spanish behind our back, you gonna tell us what they saying. And Cristobal was like, man, if you really was trying to be in this game, you would be, before he walked out the door, you really would know what we talking about. You would know Spanish. Case in point, guess who knows Spanish? Jamie knows Spanish. Hello. Jamie knows Spanish, so nobody can talk behind his back. So Dre basically got the little dude that was going to tell him everything they were saying in Spanish. He got him killed, blaming him for the reason why Diego's gun was in the hotel and how the feds figured out that all that was them. He basically made him the scapegoat. He offered him up. They took him out. Poor dude. He was just doing what he was told. So that was a mess. And so, they kind of left it. It's just a big ball of hot, steaming mess. So here's my feeling. I feel like Silva and Blanca somehow know each other and are working together. They are working together. That's what I feel like. I feel like Silva's been after Jamie for so long, and maybe there's no connection there. Maybe this is something else. But I do believe Silva has placed himself up this close with Tasha because he got it out for Jamie, and not because he represented them last season. I think whatever transpired happened way before that. Whether his cousin bought some drugs from Tommy and Jamie back in the day and it died from it. I just think that there's more of a story there with Silva than we've been told. That's what I think. Even though I think Tommy may be dim, good point to put the tracker from Angela onto Dre's car. Kudos for that. Because Angela could play it if she needed to. She could play it that she was warming up to everybody because she knew Ray Ray was a bad cop. Ray Ray had connections to Dre, or Kanan to Dre. Like she could, if she thinks about it, she could probably build herself out of it. She did last time when she messed with that evidence. So I think Angela, if she's got enough sense, she's thinking of a way to get herself out of it. That's what I think. And Tariq and Kanan, Tariq, you spilled all the beans to Kanan that you took out Ray Ray. So now, guess what? Kanan got you now. You ain't good. You're going to take the fall. And you're going to probably end up going to jail. Because Kanan won't. And how crazy would that be? Jamie, you set me up to go to jail. I set your son up to go to jail. I still get my revenge, and I still gonna blow up Tommy's spot, and I'm still gonna take over. I mean, I think Jamie's gonna figure out a way out. I think Angela's gonna figure a way out. I think Tasha's gonna get burnt, and she's gonna maybe figure out what Silva's up to. I don't know. And then Proctor, poor Proctor, trying to get his ex-wife about to tell Juan and them everything. He trying to get her back on drugs. Proctor, what are you thinking? Let somebody else give her the drugs. Why does it have to be you? I don't understand that. So, no telling what's going to happen. Because now you done pissed off the ex-wife. And you should have just let her do what she do. She wasn't going to cooperate with them. Because, she know this a long shot, but she trying for it. You just had to sit tight as don't panic. That's what you needed to do. So now, Proctor, you're in this mess. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. If she comes up missing, everybody gonna be looking at you. So you can't go be telling Tommy, go take care of it, because we don't know now. Everybody gonna be looking at you. Or they're gonna be looking at Tommy. So you can't do that. So it's just so convoluted. I mean, everybody just, I wish they would all meditate and take a minute to think about what's really happening. And Jamie used to do it. He used to be one step ahead, and he's right. When he said this past episode about when he went to jail, things kind of fell apart. I think that shook him up. I think that took him out of his game. He used to be one step ahead. I really think that situation really got to him because, like Simon said last episode as well, I think, you used to be ahead of this stuff. A guy like Dre would have never came close to getting to Jamie or Tommy. Never. They never would have trusted Kanan to come back into the situation when Kanan was the main reason of the whole Tariq issue and the whole Ray Ray situation and Raina being dead. He would have never done that. Never. So he's right. I think going to jail kind of messed him up. So him wanting to be a changed man, I get it, Jamie. But you have a lot of loose ends to clean up. And I hope you're able to do it. I don't know. All right. That was Power, guys. Thank you for joining me. It's always a pleasure. Make sure to check out my website, myangeliquecriselle.com. You can also check me out at YouTube if you want to go there under the same name. I appreciate you guys. Thanks a lot. Peace.